Hey guys, welcome to day number 12 of Vlogmas. I can't believe it. We're halfway through Vlogmas now. Crazy, right? It's a good feeling. It's a lot of discipline, which is a really good thing for anything. Like if you have a goal for the day and you can achieve it, that's what you want in life, and that's what's gonna keep you moving forward. But today, guys, I thought it was a cool idea to kind of give you a recap of my 2018 season. Kind of go through each and every tournament, give it like a brief summary of how I felt for each and every one of the events, how I felt afterwards. Maybe I'll help you guys out. I really don't like doing this kind of stuff. I don't like talking about myself at all. I don't know, it just feels weird. But I think it's okay in this scenario, just because I think it's cool and it's a cool video idea. I'm gonna jump into it. I'm gonna start us off in December 2017. I did Vlogmas last year, and I was also starting to work with G Balance with like some strength training, coordination, and all that stuff. I was getting prepared for my trip in January to Switzerland, so I was doing just basic like running, like stretches, and just making sure when I got to Switzerland I wasn't like super sore or being destroyed by the workouts I did there. December was really good. I got ready. I got my mindset ready to work, and kind of established a good foundation to build on for the rest of the year. To start building more on that foundation, in January I went to Switzerland for 5 weeks to train with G Balance. Irene and Andy Garrett, they are the coaches. They helped me out so much, helped me and Simon out so much. We trained coordination, strength, agility, nutrition. I'm probably missing something, the mental aspects of my game, and it was incredible because I had a lot of baggage from 2017. There was a lot of things going on. I had a lot of like close calls the year before where I almost won a tournament, and then I got all stressed out because I lost, and then the next tournament I really didn't do that well. And we really ironed out a lot of those hurdles that I had to overcome. We just basically set a new standard for myself, opposed to worry about results, which is something you should never do, or you never have that in mind, but it's always kind of in the back of our head. We established a way to think. You need to focus on yourself, your happiness, your health, and if you can build that first, or put that first before competition, usually things are gonna fall in line and you're gonna start performing at a higher level, which is completely true. So tip for you guys, if you're focusing on getting better at disc golf or just anything in life, I mean your health, whether it comes from the kitchen or in the mind, those are the two major steps. Then start working out, and then start focusing on your disc golf game. If you want to be truly great, it all starts from your body, so focus on that first. Switzerland was incredible. After the 5 weeks, I flew home, met up with Dad. We drove all the way to Southern California, and I started the year at the Wintertime Open. I got 3rd place at that event. The event was good. I played really solid for the first 2 rounds, and then I kind of choked in the last round. Lance Brown played really good. He ended up beating Paul Macbeth and myself. There was a little bit of a roadblock in my mind there. Something happened at that event. It was a very important thing in my season in general, because one of the holes out in the Open, I got a 6 or a 7 on it, just putting back and forth because the basket was up on a mound. Missed, and I basically like wrecked my mind. But in the moment, I told myself, you are not gonna get angry, you're not gonna get upset, you're gonna fight through it because you have so many more rounds to play throughout the year. And I remember the day after the tournament, my dad was kind of upset. Everyone around was upset. It's like, gosh, you could have won yesterday. And I'm like, I'm not gonna let that affect me. I have my eyes set on the next tournament. Which, the next tournament, we drove across the desert to the Las Vegas Challenge, and it was the first national tour of the year, kind of where everyone kicks off their year. Super exciting event. I won that event, and this was incredible. The feeling I got from it was that all my hard work was for something. Just all those hours training in Switzerland, all those times coming up short, 2017, 2016, I made it happen. I won a national tour event. It kind of legitimized me in the sport of disc golf. So that was a really important start to the year. Moving on to Memorial, the next event, which was 2 days after the Las Vegas Challenge. I played very solid there. Really incredible. I took second place to Simon Lizotte. He played really well. He was clutch at certain times, and I was really happy to see my teammate win. And basically, after the Las Vegas Challenge, I was just kind of riding a high, just all smiley the entire event. I could have some opportunities to win that event too. My mind wasn't all there. I was still living in the past weekend. Afterwards, I took a few week break. I played the St. Patty's Day Meltdown, a B tier here in Colorado. Just played an event to play an event, really. It's a fun course back in Colorado. I won it. I won $710, and overall, I was still riding the high from Vegas. I felt like a legitimate disc golfer. Then I wasn't gonna play this event originally, but I had so much time back at home, and I was getting so antsy. I decided to fly to the Disc Golf Pro Tour, Jonesboro Open, stayed with Eric Oakley for the week in his motorhome, had a really great time. We reminisced about old times, and yeah, anytime hanging out with Eric is always fun. I took 7th place at that event, and there was a few little hiccups there that made me get back on track for the rest of the season. I took a few things for granted, and I remember there were certain times I wasn't as focused as I really needed to be. The last hole, I shanked a shot out of bounds, and I would have got top 5 at that event, and I can remember just going, giving my hand a good angry pound, and I'm like, dude, stop it, you don't need to do that. Flew home to Colorado the next day, had my eyes set on Glassblown Open. But actually, no, I played a small little event, the Genesis, my only C tier of the year. A really fun tournament, just a one-day event. The first round, I went 18 under, and the next round, I went like 14 under. I averaged like 1060 for the event. I don't know, it was a good confidence builder. But as I was talking about at Jonesboro, I had a few moments that I told myself that I need to wake up. You cannot act like that. You have to stay strong in the mind. All that was good motivation going into the Glassblown Open. I had major eyes set on this tournament. I was talking with my coach right after Vegas. I forgot to mention this. Right after Vegas, I told Andy, I want to win the Glassblown Open. And he said, Eagle, we're going to make that happen. So he gave me some workouts to do in between the Memorial and the Glassblown Open because there was a few weeks in between. So I almost went back to Colorado. I did more of a training camp, and I went into the Glassblown Open ready to go. I focused in, I practiced the course only one time because the practice scheduling was really strange for that event. I don't know why. I made the most out of my practice. I was on a mission. I stepped up to the first tee there. There's just something about the Glassblown Open. You can pick your own song to tee off to. As soon as you throw your first hole, it just feels like you're in the zone because you're teeing off to your like favorite song that does so much. It has to be some like psychological trigger or something. Glassblown Open was 3 rounds. I played extremely well all 3 rounds, and then it was a big breakthrough for me because the situation had so much pressure involved with it. I don't know if you guys remember, but on hole number, I guess it's 16, it's the island hole, I was forced to make a decision whether I should lay up or go for the island. And I decided to go for the island, take a huge spike hyzer, which Simon threw the shot before me. I'd never practiced that shot. It felt so right at the moment. Threw it, it stuck on the island, and then I felt so much pressure coming down the stretch. I had to crush the next hole, hole 17, huge hyzer, birdie it, and then 18 I had to birdie because Drew and Ricky both birdied. I came out on top there. I don't even know what it was. I was just focused and in another world. It was an incredible win, was my biggest cash to date. I won $5,000, had so much confidence coming off of that. I decided to go to Texas the week after to play Arby's DFW presents the Nick Hyde Memorial Pro Weekend, powered by Eva, driven by Heiserbomb. I stayed with the Olivas there. Also stayed with Eric Oakley. Really fun week. It was basically a party week coming down from Glassbone. I did not care how I finished at the tournament, which I ended up finishing second place. That's the event where on hole 17 of the final round, Macbeth, he almost threw in that albatross. Well, what you didn't know, we were tied going into that hole. I threw a roller out of bounds and fell back of him like 2 strokes on that hole. It wasn't very good. It was a good wake-up call because it's like, okay, Eagle, you're really good, but you need to show a little bit more focus in those pressure situations. You can't be happy from winning the past week. You got to get focused and have that killer instinct at all times, which is something I'm still trying to develop, but it's a good learning experience. That was a fun event. Took second place. Went home for a week, and then flew out to the Santa Cruz Masters Cup. West Coast swing, my favorite part of the tour. Masters Cup was really good because it could have been a disaster. I took 5th place at Masters Cup, and after the first round, I shot like a 985 right around at Dela, like a +1 or a +2. Completely out of it. Felt really terrible. Like, what are you doing, dude? You're coming off some incredible finishes, but then you just suck. You just suck. Like, what's up? And I had to really question myself because I had that terrible round the first round. The next round, I came back firing, stuck to my game plan. Stuck to the game plan. Like, guys, something I do every tournament is I create a game plan and I stick to it no matter what I'm feeling. So that's like, if you watch me and question any of my decisions, like why is he not going for a shot? Or why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? I'm gonna stick to my game plan 99.9% of the time unless I need to change it accordingly. I stuck to my game plan for Dela, which was exactly the same as the first round. I had a 10-stroke swing. I had the hot round of the day. Shot 9 under, bogey free. Then on the golf course, I was red hot, so freaking hot. I lost it on a few holes. If I would have maybe just put together a little bit more, I know it's so easy to say that, all disc golfers say that, but I'm saying it for sure. Like, I felt it was there. I could have won that tournament, I swear. Good motivation going into next year, and I was really happy with a 5th place finish considering that after the first round, past 2017, 2016 Eagle would have got down on himself and he probably would have finished in like 30th place. Then the San Francisco Open was a really fun event. I love playing in San Francisco. The Glen Eagles golf course was amazing. I took 2nd place at that event, which was, the funny thing about that event was I felt like I played awful. If you were to ask me what are your top 3 worst tournaments of the year, that would have been one of them. For some reason, I felt so bad. One of the holes was the easiest hole on the course. Everyone birdied. It was averaging the most birdied hole of the entire weekend, and I finished 1 over on it when most people finished 3 under on it. So if I birdied that hole 3 times, which I should, I would have won the tournament because I only lost by 2 strokes. Just that style of golf. Open golf course, windy, you need to throw overstable disc. It fits my game really good, so that's why I felt like I played terrible because everything felt wrong to me. Since I excel at that style, that's kind of why I was right up there. Another good motivation going into next year afterwards was the Beaver State Fling. Probably my top 2, top 3 favorite events of the year. Had my eyes set on this one. After Glassbone, I forgot to mention, I told Andy, I want to win this tournament, and he said, okay, Eagle, we're gonna focus in, we're gonna do some workouts, you're gonna talk to me, and we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna win this tournament. It was really special because my dad came out, and my good friend Maria Oliva also came out to spend the week with me and Jeff. Just having that network of support there, like cheering me on, was incredible. Like each and every round, I had that fortitude, I had that focus. I wasn't getting upset by anything. I was on a mission. By the end of that event, I was the one on top. It's probably the most feel-good event of the year, I think. Just to win at your favorite course, really. It's so beautiful in Oregon. If you have never been to Oregon, go play Milo McIver. It's just, it's a treat. After the Beaver State Fling, we were supposed to go to Whistler's Dubs, which we did, but me and Eric Oakley actually backed out of that event because we both had like small injuries that we didn't want to risk playing a doubles tournament for. So we spent a week in Bend, Oregon, and if you guys have followed up with these vlogs or just knowing me in general, I love Bend, Oregon. It's absolutely incredible. I hope to move there one day. I'm not sure if it'll happen or not, but it's definitely a dream. We spent a week in Bend, then went to the Utah Open presented by Prodigy Disc. I'm reading it off my computer, that's why I'm saying the full names. I got second place to Ricky Wysocki. I got off to a bad start because there was a weird rule where I went out of bounds and I misplayed a hole right, so I lost out on 2 strokes. I lost the tournament by 3 or 4, so it kind of messed up my head, and I kind of didn't know what score I was because I wasn't told to the second, or I think, yeah, the second, late after the second round, that I misplayed a hole the first round, so it was like all over the place. It was really another amazing tournament that I was able to bounce back from, finish near the top, because I think I went like 1060, 1090 at that event. But a week at home, and I flew to Europe. I had a European vacation. All of July I spent in Europe. I did a 1-week promo tour in Estonia, ran I think 4 events there. That was really fun. I love Estonia. I played the Innova Baltic Tour, Parnu Open. I took second place to Will Schustrick. My game was just a little bit off there, and Will was playing really good. I think he had me by 7 strokes going into the final day. I almost came back and beat him at that event. I couldn't believe it. He hit me by 7 strokes, and I played really, really hot the final day. The ratings in Estonia suck. Shot 1035. But it felt more like a 1070. Overall, it was a great final round, and then the next weekend was the Kona Piste Open, the first major of 2018. It was a really special time for me because it was the first time I saw my coach, Andy Gerich, and I probably played 3 out of 4 practice rounds with him, and he did something that I try to do at every tournament I play now, is before each hole in practice, you take something about the hole and you find the beauty of it. So whether you hate the hole, think it's the worst hole ever, you have some sort of positivity about the hole. Every time I stepped up to tee at the Kona Piste Open, I found some sort of beauty, whether that the way a tree was hanging, whether I could see the blue sky, whether it might have been the hole is incredible that I could throw a shot I really enjoyed to throw. That whole week was just filled with absolute positivity. Being in the Czech Republic, being with my Estonian friends, being with Simon, being with Andy. It was a celebration of disc golf. I played some of the best disc golf of my life. I went back-to-back 16 unders on a really tough course. I won my first major, which is something that I'll always be proud of, that I was able to prevail, really just like shove it in 2017's face, and something I was very proud to do. This all sounds like fairy tale and really nice, but this is where the story turns a little bit. Not really, but a little bit. I spent the next 2 weeks in Europe. I spent time with a friend and did 3 events in Finland. It was a really fun time spending in Europe, but in retrospect, I probably should have went home and played the Ledgestone Insurance Open. I took too much time off. I think I took 3 or 4 weeks off in between my events, because after Kona Piste I would go to MVP Open. I really wish that I might have done Ledgestone or been a little bit more focused, because I lost a little bit of edge. I got a little bit flabby, maybe a little cocky, because I came back to MVP Open. I took 8th place, which is honestly pretty good, considering that I had another stinker first round and I had to kind of play from behind. It wasn't ideal. It wasn't ideal. I lost a little bit of focus. Yeah, there was something a little bit off about the whole taking probably upwards of a month. It was a month off. Good learning experience from last year. It's not gonna happen again, but still happy with a top 10 finish. Oh boy, now we're gonna talk about this. Ugh, I've been dreading to even word this. The 2018 PDGA World Championships. I flew my dad out for this event, which having my dad there usually is like, I don't know, it's something that it makes me feel a little bit more secure, a little bit more focused. I feel like I have to perform well for him since he traveled a long ways to be there. Had a really great situation, really beautiful condo at the Smuggler's Notch Resort. I mean, Vermont is beautiful, but I just have a really terrible history there. I just struggle at that course. I don't know what it is, and there's just certain things, like my feet are always wet, I'm always grumpy there. The courses really don't play to my style. I don't know, it just really got the best of me. There were certain times where I got a lot more frustrated than I may have liked, but I really blame it on Vermont, and I'm gonna say it right now. I'm not going back to Vermont. I really dislike playing there. The courses are great, but they're just not my cup of tea. Sorry, Vermont. That's the last I see of you. 38th place. I haven't finished outside the top 10 other than that tournament so far. Right after Worlds, we're thrown into the next event, which is the Delaware Disc Golf Challenge, where I have to refocus, reconsider my life. After Worlds, I feel like I'm worthless, which is not a good feeling, but I reassure myself. I focus into the National Tour, Delaware. I need to finish really well there because I'm still in the lead of the NT points. Was able to take third place there, put together 3 solid rounds. Paul and Ricky were on another level. A few little tweaks would have been really nice. Fun fact, it was a bogey-free event. I was really pleased with it since it's a wooded course. I think I did very well for myself there. Moving on, after the Delaware Disc Golf Challenge was the United States Disc Golf Championships. Another really good event that I played a little poorly in the first round. That course is so stressful, guys. You don't even know. Just the fact that, like, there's certain times when I'm stressed and I think about that I have to go play Winthrop Gold again. Makes me even more stressed just because of how many ropes and OBs there are. But it is a challenge. I love it. I got off to a pretty poor start. I only shot like 2 or 3 down, which inevitably was my demise of the tournament. But then I was able to pick it up rounds 2, 3, and 4. I think I went 5 under and then 8 under, 9 under. Finished in 6th place. Only 1 stroke out of 5th, and maybe only like, I don't know, 5 strokes out of the lead. So it was super close. It's all about putting together 4 really good rounds there. I think I can really take a good stab at that event. I just need to find that right balance of playing aggressive and playing safe, because my 2 best years there, this past year was the year I played the most safe, and the best year was when I played my most aggressive. So it's all about finding the right balance. Immediately after, it was the Ed Hedrick Hall of Fame Classic, the final national tour of the year, which was a really weird tournament for me because I was playing against Ricky Wysocki. I did not care about anything else. It was almost like I was playing like a match play of sorts, because I started with Ricky the first round. I played with him every single round, and my only goal was to beat him, because if I beat him, it meant that I won the National Tour Point Series. We battled back and forth through 54 holes, and at the end of the day, I was able to best him and finish 3rd at the event, only taking 1 bogey. Overall, really happy. I was able to take home the National Tour Point Series, which meant a lot to me. Really felt good. And finally, the season's winding down. Played the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships in Jacksonville. An event that I really don't like the format of. It just feels really awkward. I had a bye until the semifinals. I had to shoot the best score of my card to progress to the finals. It was just weird because I was in like complete vacation mode. I knew I was getting $1,000, but when I showed up to play, it just felt like it didn't matter. I think that might be a problem in my head, but I don't know. I'm usually a little bit more focused going into tournaments, but I was excited to leave the semifinal round, not play the final day, and me and Jeff Corns, we left immediately after and drove straight to Oklahoma to play the Oklahoma Open, which was an A-tier. I had a great battle with Greg Barsby. I ended up beating him by 3 strokes. Always good to beat the world champ, you know what I'm saying? But that was a really solid event. I averaged over my rating. Going to the last tournament of the year, which was just about a little bit more than 3 weeks ago, was the Veterans Park Open. It's a tradition for me that I play the VPO. I played it 4 years in a row. Just something special about it. I got to hang out with the Olivas again. Really enjoy spending time with them. Really enjoy spending time with Eric Oakley. So it was another fun weekend, kind of like the Nick High Memorial. I took 2nd place to Emerson Keith. Congratulations, Emerson. It was his first A-tier win, which I was really happy for him. There was just the final round, I was really cold, and my brain probably wasn't working right. Or my hands were definitely not working right because they were frozen. 2nd place there to wrap up a really solid year, give me good motivation going into the off season. That was my year, guys. I played 23 events. I finished out of the top 10 one time and made over $47,000. A career high year for me that it'll be difficult to one up, that's for sure. But that's why I'm here in Boulder, Colorado now, doing all these strength training sessions, coordination, stretching, practicing, and all that good stuff. For the next 2 months, or like 1.5 months, the season's like getting really close. I'll be back here in Boulder, Colorado, working as hard as I can and doing my best to get everything in place to start the 2019 season, which is going to be the most exciting disc golf season ever. Well, guys, that is a lot of talking that I just did, and hopefully you didn't get bored. And I just want to emphasize one last thing is no matter what skill level you are in disc golf, everyone shares the same love for disc golf. And if you don't, then you should stop playing. All those tournaments were played out of love for the sport. I'm doing it because it's my passion. It's a great way to express myself. It's a great way to showcase my hard work, and it's very fulfilling when you do it in the correct fashion. The correct fashion is focusing on your health, being kind to others, and just all those cliches, but those cliches are so true. If you're looking to have a great 2019 season, just go out there, work your hardest, and have fun. So cheesy, so cliche, but it really is true. But as we do in Vlogmas, we do giveaways. And yesterday, I asked you guys, what's your biggest pet peeve? And the winner is Muddin Gopal. He says, biggess pet peeve is having pet peeves. I think we should try to live tolerant, level-headed, peeveless, or peeve-freeless. The peeve or not to peeve? That should be our question. My question for you, Eagle, is if you make your female viewers angry, will they be called the Chick Peeve Nation? Great answer, Muddin. It's a great way to think. You shouldn't have pet peeves. I think you nailed the answer right there. Here is an S-Line P3X that could be yours if you message me on Instagram or Facebook. Give me your address, and yeah, we'll get this out to you as soon as we can, as soon as we get bubble mailers. Guys, I appreciate the recommendations for the place to get bubble mailers, but I don't think there's a dollar store in Boulder. So that's the one issue. Okay, moving on. We're giving away a disc tomorrow, and I asked you the questions now. What we have here is a 175 C-Line PD with the Santa Claus throwing a thumber stamp, Christmas stamp, two foil stamp, goodness, all that. The question is, what was your best disc golf moment of 2018? Please post your comments down below, and I'll pick a comment as a winner tomorrow. Thank you for listening to me talk now. Thank you for tuning in for day 12 of Vlogmas. I appreciate all the support you guys are showing. Hopefully you didn't get too bored by this video. Until next time, keep on dreaming. Peace.